PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale has found a home with PS3 and Vita gamers, and as promised, Sony is rolling out DLC in support of the mascot brawler. Today, I'm proud to reveal the next batch of DLC. Issac Clarke from Dead Space, Zeus from God of War, and a stage that mixes up MediEvil with the Unfinished Swan. Let's start with the characters. Like Kat and Emmett, Issac and Zeus represent two very different character types. Issac is a moderately quick roster entrant with a slew of guns and other weapons at his disposal, an amalgamation of characters like Jack and Drake, while Zeus is a slow-moving but devastatingly powerful character, a la Big Daddy. Issac is the more accessible character from the outset. His guns will allow him to build meter from a distance, and his ability to walk both forward and backwards while shooting is most reminiscent of the aforementioned Nathan Drake. Stasis attacks can slow your enemy's movements considerably, while setting mines in the environment can sneak up on an enemy later on during battle when he or she least expects it. He can even deflect projectiles with the proper timing. Issac also has a useful grenade attack that detonates immediately upon hitting an enemy. If it misses an enemy, it will stay in place on the ground for a second before exploding. And if you get up close and personal with foes, you can use Issac's heavy armor to bash, kick, and stomp foes into oblivion. But perhaps his most useful move is his blade attack. This blade shoots forward and then works its way slowly backwards. If you're extra clever and utilize a bit of skill, you can use this attack to supplement ruthless combos. In terms of special attacks, Issac can shoot individual enemies at level 1, similar to Colonel Raddick, and level 2 is an area of effect attack most reminiscent of what both good and evil Cole McGrath are capable of. His level 3, on the other hand, transports foes to space, suspending them in zero gravity and making them sitting ducks for Issac's firearms. Zeus is perhaps the most hulking beast in the entire PlayStation All-Stars roster. The speed at which he builds meter is extraordinary, but he's also slow, and it can be easy to knock him out of attacks before he's able to execute them. This therefore brings at least a promise of balance. But for those that decide to use Zeus, they'll find an array of attacks that can be used on their own or charged. That's right, basically every attack in Zeus's arsenal is chargeable. Zeus is all about up-close and personal attacks, and he can easily send foes flying backwards with the sheer strength of his assault. But he has some interesting ancillary attacks worth noting. He can shoot individual lightning bolts out of his hands, or go straight up Emperor Palpatine and unleash a sustained lightning attack. He can also create copies of himself and teleport around the stage, confusing enemies all the while. Zeus's special attacks run the gamut from the standard to the extreme. His early level attacks give him the ability to quickly move around the stage and execute area of effect assaults with ease. But his level 3 attack, which is essentially a game of whack-a-mole, can rack up the kills with incredible speed, especially if you guess the location of your enemies correctly. And then there's the new stage. This stage is built around the very first level of the original MediEvil game on PS1, but it brings with it elements from the recent PlayStation Network exclusive, the Unfinished Swan. So while the stage begins simply enough, with only the solid ground to support you, elements from the Unfinished Swan draw in platforms to give the level a bit more verticality. The cross-up is totally brilliant and invokes old-school and new-school PlayStation titles. I really think you're going to enjoy it. Issac, Zeus, and the MediEvil Unfinished Swan stage are set for release on March 19th, and will be available for both PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. In the meantime, for all things PS3, PS Vita, and oh yes, PlayStation 4, keep it tuned to IGN.